Currently in the town of Didsbury. It is the 15th of November, and you can see there the time on the clock. I'm standing here on the southeastern side of the town in front of the high school where I graduated from high school. If we cross just over the street here, we'll come over to the courthouse. This is something I want to show because this courthouse was used as a prop as a film location. It was used as a film location for a movie called The Order. The Order was a movie about American bank robbers and white nationalists. And this building here served as the scene for the bank. If you go back and watch the movie The Order, you'll notice these white things on the side of the building here. They stand out pretty well. It helps you establish the building out. So this building here was used as the film scene for that movie. The town of Didsbury, Alberta has participated in Hollywood blockbuster movies for at least 12 to 15 years at this point. The value proposition that was sold to the town was that it was going to improve our economy by having Hollywood movies filmed here. There's been like 6 movies and TV shows filmed in town, and nobody knows anything about the town of Didsbury. It's a small little hamlet with 5,000 people, and it sits directly on the most valuable stretch of highway infrastructure on planet Earth, the Queen Elizabeth Highway. So we're coming over here now. Here's a secondary building here for the courthouse. So if I look down the road here, all the way to the end, past the school, keep going down that road, you'll end up at a ravine. The road goes down a pretty steep incline, and then there is nothing but open, empty field on both sides of the road in this ravine. But it does lie down where the water tables are, so you'll probably not be able to do any zoning or construction in that area because of it. But I have a perfect solution for you, and I'm going to show you how cool this is. If you gave Canada the budget for the Disneyland park, we would make the absolute most of every last dollar and cent because we can budget. I've already got like 13 projects planned across Alberta, and I've only used $10 billion. We can increase the entire budget to $100 billion and give each province $10 billion of their own to decide how to play with, if the rest of Canada gets on board and continues to play along. So, I'm currently walking in the town of Didsbury, Alberta, giving Elon Musk a little tour around this small little hamlet town that we have, because I previously showed him the train station in the past video in the middle of night when it was kind of hard to get a good look at it. So I'm walking there right now to the train station. So it may be a small town, but it does still take, 15 to 20 minutes to get from one side of the town to the next. I'm going to cross over here. So this right up ahead is what I want to show Elon Musk and the Disney Corporation that they have for potential development zones, depending on how the legal system here is set up in town. I'm not 100% sure on that. But this chunk of land right here is going to be, oh gosh, probably at least 50 to 100 acres. This is a monumentally massive size of land that just sits here unused. And what's the benefit? It's directly next to the train tracks. Why is that important? Well, because Disney plus trains plus the Polar Express plus winter plus snow plus Canada equals money. So Canadians, if you want to get money, stop telling me to get a job and start funding my ideas, because this lot here this empty lot of dirt sitting behind the train tracks could be developed into the actual Disneyland park. This would be the CanadaLand area of the park, with the Hall of Prime Ministers. In the south, on Siksika, we'll build the world's largest teepee reserve. In Blackie, Alberta, we'll build the authentic cowboy ghost town. And up in the ski resort in Lake Louise, we will build Elsa's Frozen Ice Palace. And we can do another development project if we want up in St. Paul, Alberta, the UFO museum based on Elio. So those are the primary IPs of Disney I'm targeting. They're rather obscure IPs that don't get as much traction as some of the bigger names, like, say, Snow White. But I think having an alien-themed, UFO thing would work out quite well. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay, here we go. The value proposition. Disney plus trains equals money. I'm just watching where I'm stepping here because there might be a marsh or something. Look at all this grassland in here. There has to be at least 50 to 100 acres of land just sitting right here in the town of Didsbury unused, directly behind the train station. Choo-choo! Welcome to the liquidation of Canada, folks. Is he gonna do it? Oh yeah! Welcome to Texas North. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this grass and back onto the road here. Look at all this land in here. Okay, I'm going to show you how far it goes on. We're just going to walk this entire strip so you can see how much available development space there is directly behind the train station. If Disney were to come in here and put a train station up in and around here to support their infrastructure for the transit system, they could transport people on Disney rail cars across the different theme parks. Welcome to the town of Didsbury. We're currently taking a tour through the town, showing Elon Musk all of the development projects we have planned up here in Canada. I'm currently walking across an empty plot of land that's approximately 100 acres in size. It would serve as a perfect destination for Disney to build a theme park here in this empty parking lot and connect it directly to the Canadian Pacific Railway. Welcome to the liquidation of Canada, folks! Woo! Now you see what I mentioned in the last video. The cars are sitting here, they're burning fuel because the train is in the way. And if the train stops for 40 minutes, they'll be sitting there burning fuel for 40 minutes. There needs to be some other way for the residents on the west side and the east side to cross over these train tracks. So, I'd mentioned in the previous video that my father used to own a gas station in town. It was this one right here, not the one on the other side. That was owned by a family. Their names are Harley and Wendy. So, this right here marks the edge of this entire development zone right in here. This here has to be at least 60 to 100 acres. And then if you cross over the tracks, you'll find there's an entirely secondary lot on the backside here. And this lot on the backside here is situated right where that giant sports complex is. Remember, I said there's curling rinks and hockey rinks in there. They've got a swimming pool. And all of this empty, open space just situated perfectly right next to the train tracks on this side of the train. It's the east side of the tracks if you're looking from an aerial view on Google Maps. You just see this, literally another 100-acre plot of land just back here, just sitting here. This area would be perfect for Disney to develop on, and it wouldn't be infringing on any indigenous land right claims, and in addition to that, it wouldn't be infringing on any farmers' fields, because they're going to throw a war if we close down some farms to build anything at all on their land. So if you're just joining, we're walking through the town of Didsbury. I'm currently giving Elon Musk a tour of the town and showing him all of the available development areas in town, because I'm walking through an empty grass field here where there's a ridiculous amount of open space. You could build 2 Disneylands here, one on either side of the tracks. You could build absolutely anything you want. So like I'm picturing, right, the Christmas town from the Polar Express. I know it's not a Disney production, it's Warner Brothers, but there's Harry Potter themed amusement parks and shit in America. So why can't we have a Polar Express themed Christmas town in Canada here? Oh, delicious. You see that? That is misery to me. The fresh smell of cow shit. We got a whole bunch of new people moving into the country that think it's holy and has magical properties. They smear it on their body and put it in their mouth. And Canadians are right fed up with seeing literal garbage and feces left everywhere. And again, this land just keeps going on and on and on. There is so much development space up here in Alberta that American investors are not aware about because they've never actually been up here. So this is why the Svensson family is offering a world-class tour around the tourist destinations of Alberta during Christmas holiday season this year of 2025. Funded at the, God forbid, taxpayers' expense. So, I think I'll cross over the tracks here, so I can even show you something too. There's a monument in British Columbia that's known as the Last Spike. This is a historic Canadian monument that doesn't get much foot traffic because, newsflash, Americans don't care to learn about how the last spike in our rail system was placed in the ground. But when they refer to the spikes, they're referring to these guys right down here. This thing right here is a railway spike, and it goes into the ground and holds it above the ground on the chunk of wood. And the very last spike that was put into this rail track is somewhere out in BC. Or it could be Alberta. I'm not entirely sure. It's in the mountain area somewhere. So now you can see on this side of the tracks too. Look at all this land back here. There's probably a good 4 or 5 acres of land just right here. Like, there's just land on either side of the tracks for as far as the eye can see. We should be developing this as Canadians. Hopefully I don't. There you go. Didn't want to step in a marsh or something. So yeah, there's development space over here. There's more development space out behind here. This building here, the Home Hardware, that used to be an AG Foods. It was a Canadian brand run grocery store that has been slowly dying off over the last years. The only AG Foods that I know of last in existence is in Banff. I used to work for AG Foods when I was in high school. I had a year-long job stocking grocery shelves there. Oh, we got another train coming in. Yeah, these guys are moving all day long. So if you're just joining, we're taking a tour through the town of Didsbury, Alberta. We're looking at all the different development areas in town where you could possibly build infrastructure to support something at the scale and size of Disney, because I'm trying to get it through to Canadians' heads the monumental size, power, and weight of this one company. And when I tell them one Disney park is all we need to fix all of our economic problems, I'm not fucking joking. It is the truth. Oh yeah, this guy's slowing down. So there goes the train past. I'm just going to head over again to the train station to give you a good view of it during the daytime. Hello, if you're just joining the stream, we're taking a walk through the town of Didsbury, Alberta, and I'm showing Elon Musk all of the development areas where a Disneyland attraction could possibly be built in this small hamlet town to help drive economic growth into our country from outside. And it just makes logical sense. I've run all of the variables in my head over and over, and the only solution that I can come up with is that we need to negotiate on the terms of this Disney park to get out of this economic bind. There's the post office, which I mentioned previously had received some renovations down the street there. Taxpayer funded, doesn't bring in or generate any revenue of any kind. Oh yes, that building there at the back with the pink on it, that's known as the Feigs building. And there's a guy in town who will talk your ears off He's got an entire story about that one building, and he fights with people on Facebook about its true history. If Disney wants stories, we have hundreds of them up here. Canadians never shut up about our stories. Some old historic buildings in town here, the green bamboo. Down there at the top, J.V. Burchett. That used to be a bank, I believe. So there it is, the historic train station, the building that was lifted off of its foundation and rotated 180 degrees to face Main Street. Oh, we're just coming up the train station right now. And to show you what I'd mentioned before, if Disney wants stages for production, if they want to have a phantasmic display, all you have to do is build in and around this building, make sure it maintains its historic legacy and keep everything in original condition, but you can build anything you want in the parking lot back here. And then you can have your stage production and the actors come out onto the stage from behind this door here. Or a second door over here too. And it sounds like there's activities going on inside. It's used to host community activities. That's where we did the Cub Scouts meetings. So things like that will have to come to an end, and Canadians will have to just accept it, that they'll need to find a new home for some of the things that take place in this building, because this building needs to be converted into a Disney asset so we can make money and eat. So that's the current value proposition. I'm going to thank everyone who joined in to watch, and I'll see you in the next one.